When people ask me about evolution, I say, what exactly are you talking about? Because evolution can be broken down into at least three major categories. Of course, there's a bunch more to talk about, but we're going to keep it really simple for now. You have abiogenesis. This is the study of how life sprang from non-life. There is currently no scientific backing for this particular aspect of evolutionary theory. The one and only experiment is the Miller-Urey experiment, and it fails because of chirality, which is something we can talk about later, or you can look up on your own. It's really, really fascinating. The second major aspect of evolution is common descent. This is a part where some people have a big issue with it because the idea is that all life came and evolved from one original life source, an amoeba or something else. Notice how that is totally different from the study of abiogenesis, because this particular aspect of evolution starts with the assumption that we already have life. And at this point in time, people start talking about the tree of life and how you see all these graphics where this thing transformed into that thing, which broke off into this thing, and it becomes this big, giant mess, which is awesome because life is kind of messy. The response to that I have read and heard is that there's actually more evidence for an orchard of life. This is where you have all of these different types of life starting, and then those bloom and blossom into all of the different species that we have today. Now, how you look at that and the research that's behind that is very, very fascinating, and something that I think is very much worthy of discussion and further research as scientists and as religious-based people. The third aspect of evolution is descent with modification. This is where we see that species turn into other kinds of their own species. I am not aware of a single person who has a problem with this particular aspect of evolutionary thought. In fact, we see it all the time, and if you're a young Earth creationist, the idea of the ark requires you to have this kind of speciation where God gives two of all kinds to go onto the ark, and then they come off, and then they multiply into the different types of animals and creatures that we have today. So evolution as an idea is fully accepted by virtually everyone, as long as you're talking about the right things. So to say, creationists, they're complete fools because they don't believe in evolution, actually the problem is that you don't know what you're talking about. And if you're a young Earth creationist and you say, I reject evolution, you also don't know what you're talking about. Notice that we haven't talked at all about speciation yet, or DNA mutations, or any of those other amazing, fascinating, and really awesome things that we are discovering in science and researching that are somewhat related to the topic of evolution. But next time somebody asks you about evolution, say, okay, what precisely are we talking about? Are we talking about abiogenesis, common descent, or descent with modification, or something else entirely? Thanks for watching. This is Theblogogy, and be sure to put your comments down below, ask questions, and let's keep learning together.